have members of diaspora groups, different countries, and also we have 9 platforms within the organization itself. And it consists of diaspora organizations based in the Netherlands, from Latin America, Africa, East Europe. You have 2 organizations, and then also Asia. So as the topic already suggests, it's a learning. So we decided to learn about DFD members, what they are actually doing, because majority of them are diasporas. So we want to know what are they actually doing concerning remittance. So we want to learn about our members. So that was one of the main reasons why you took part in this research. And the focus actually was also finding out who are the stakeholders who are involved. If you are sending remittances, it passes through channels, but also who are the beneficiaries, and what actually do we do with this remittance, the usage, what actually do you do with it, and then also if you're doing something with it, what is the impact, how is it working and what is not working, and what can be the new strategy that we could develop or suggest and ask policymakers to help us to stimulate remittances to support local development. For it, it's evaluating initiative, partnership potential of Netherlands-based diaspora, that is our research focus, leveraging remittances for local development in the South. It's very long. For me, it's very long. If this was, let's say, a girl, I'll say it's so complicated. If it was a guy, I said, boy, you're so difficult. So to do that, we carried down, then we said, leveraging remittances for local development, period. Can we leverage on remittances to support local development? That is what actually we are researching on. One of the things that we found in diaspora, we are so diverse, so complex. There are so many factors that affect people. So because of the size of the organization, you want to actually to be able to occupy a lot of areas within the research, but also it was complex based on the time. It was complex and difficult also to make it. But in the end, you were able to come up with something. So we divided the research into 5 categories. Baseline research or baseline studies. We study about diaspora, DFD members. What are they actually doing? Who is doing what with remittances? Where are they sending it and what they are doing with it? And then another part of it was to look at the stakeholders involved within the remittances. We want to know which organization among the members are actually have some best practices or effective practices. And the last bit of it, of the research, actually focus on impact studies to see on the South what impact that the members are doing. I think to go through this, I will first return out to the methodology, which we have in your hand. It's mainly focusing on how to execute baseline studies. If you have a platform or if you have a big organization, or how do you actually analyze your members, what they are doing and the effectiveness, and what knowledge can you learn from there about our members. So this study or this research actually gives us some little insight to see those that they are working on remittances. One of the objectives of the PSO is to share knowledge.
The question is, maybe you can explain why your target group are diaspora organizations, and not the people who are sending money.
Yeah. The same question you're asking, you have already answered it, because diaspora individuals, people, they send money to families and everything, but diaspora organizations do something else, and there is less research on it, and that is what we have interest here.
Yes, but you want to use the remittances of the people.
Yeah, the remittances of the people, yeah, but also individual organization, a group organization, hometown association or individual organization, they do something to help the community. So here our research is looking what diaspora organizations are doing, but not helping individual families, but helping a society or communities as a group. And then we are thinking of how can we actually leverage or come up with new strategies will actually, as we mentioned, structured for development. How can we do that? I'm from Ghana. What our organization do, they don't do it for where I come from or other people come from. You do it in there where it's needed. And that is what our interest here want to see. How does it actually address developmental issue? But to show you something, I have a tennis ball here. I want to do a little demonstration with it. Don't be afraid, I'm not going to throw against you.
You can do it.
Yeah. The reason why you have realized remittances actually is not having effect locally is that when they go locally to the south, when they hit locally to the south, 90% of it, in some countries, 70% of it return back quickly. It does not actually consume local product. It consumes imported product. That means you send money to your country, and then businessmen in the local country, they will use the money to buy food, consumption, or medicine imported from somewhere. The money is gone. So we're not creating employment locally. How do we change this? And why have we been continuously 50 years be sending remittances? What are the new innovations? What can you do it for with it so that things can change for better? We have learned from other research that remittances is actually much more higher than development aid. If it's so, how can we channel it to help local development? Why things haven't been changed? This is our challenge.
The name is Elvis. I'm from the Voice magazine.
Okay.
I'm curious to know the relationship between the government representatives, the embassies that supported you in the research.
Yeah.
What is their response to this, collaborating with the diaspora organizations? Because our experience is that it has been much easier for individuals, small groups to go in, do something on their own, rather than going through these institutionalized bodies.
Okay.
Because then you send remittance meant for development, and it disappears. And that needs another whole exercise to explain how the money was spent.
I think we have a very warm response. Those that actually receive us and then work with us on the research, we have a very warm response that they want to organize events with us to mobilize diaspora and then also share development opportunities back home, but then also with different methodology of engagement that diaspora will actually benefit with their remittances back home. We have a very warm support with the embassy that we have engaged so far. In the beginning there was some resistance, but we have been able to create new partners. I understand that we have concerns. In the past, most of us diaspora will not even consider our government as a stakeholder or as an area that we want to reach. But if we actually want a real development in our country, we cannot do without them. So we have to find a way to dialogue. We have to find a way to discuss. We have to find a middle way to do something about it. I agree with you that money spent when it goes into institutionalized, where is it going, we don't know. But by dialoguing with them, able to go there and then see that, okay, what project do you want to invest in? How many jobs is going to create? What is the return on investment that I will get on it? How many jobs is going to create? That is my personal will be my interest, but what will be also my return on the money? I'm not losing it. What are the guarantees? These are something that I think we should continue to engage on and then also realize them. But they have a positive response to that.